Hey everybody, week 3, here we go. Um, Work ethic and personal relationships. I love these chapters. They were great. Um, Basically, I see this all the time, especially in my job. Um, I see it more in my job than I do with my kids, and only because I have a 2-year-old and an 11-year-old that I see week to week. Um, Work ethic, the whole thing about sense of entitlement and loss of humility that the doctor talks about in the book, I can relate so well with that, especially when my kids just have no idea how to do something. I teach math, and if they don't have any idea how to do something, they don't want to ask. They just want it to be handed to them. Um, and if they do ask, it's more of a form of complaining than anything else, and it really gets on the nerves. But that's I'm sure it's been going on for ever since teaching began. So it's kind of a thing we've always had to fight. But it's becoming more prevalent these days. I think. Um, it's just as easy for them to complain, and it's just as easy for me to say, well, then Google it. You figure it out. And I have done that before, and I've actually gotten some decent results. And then there have been times that it's just completely fallen on their face, and that's kind of where the doctor talks about teachable moments and that sort of thing in chapter 5 about relationships. And that's something where I can take the opportunity then to just say, hey, this didn't work out. Now, do you understand why? And we move on. And this is how to appropriately handle it. Um, I I liked both of these chapters. They're very good. The loss of humility. I do think they've lost quite a bit with that. They don't seem to be humble at all about or understand anything. The moment that they get, especially my students, the moment they get insulted, that they want to turn around and do the exact same thing and don't remember how or don't remember how they felt, or they'll want to, as soon as they've become insulted and got it over it, they're just as quick to go back out and do it again, um, to somebody else. And that's very tough for me to see. And I know at that age, for me, it was tough to not want to turn around and do that. But I really had to limit myself, mainly because I knew, you know, word gets around, and my parents found out the same thing. There was a lot more punishment at home. Um, I think it's rougher for the kids today, especially just because they don't have those role models. Some of them don't. Some of the ones that I have don't have those role models. So it's tough. And the relationship thing, well, it's all about confidence and communication. Do you act right? Do you fit in? And they're going to get that from somewhere. And this is the beginning of falling into the wrong crowd and doing all of that sort of thing. They need to understand that how you communicate with one group and how you act with them is not going to necessarily be the same way that you're going to act when you get out with adults or when you go with older kids. It's just something that they have to um, will have to learn. But they only do that by getting out there. And I think they're aware of that. But the texting and all that other stuff is easier. Good to talk to you. Have a great week.